my friends. It is Barry with Keep It Simple Paper Crafts, and today I am going to go through the instructions on how to put together this 6x6 blank trifold album from Keep It Simple Kits. Now, this kit comes in two different colors, white and black, and the set includes 6 trifold base pages that you adhere together to create a 6x6 interactive album. There are also 6 additional flip outs, 3 pockets, 9 tags to add even more interactive elements. It's really easy to put together, so let's get started, shall we? First thing, organize them so that you have the piles. You have your flip outs, you have your pockets, and your tags, and your pages. Now, when you open up your kit, they will not have this printing on them. I did this for ease for all of you to see how I am putting it together. Okay, so let's get started. You will want to take each of your pages. Now, this is one of the pages. Here's the front, which is a 6x6. If you open it up, you have an inside left flap, which is 6 inches. You have your outside right flap, which is only 5. Now, this is inside, so that it'll open up like this. And then the inside is 6x6. That is how all of them should be. So you have the 6x6 on front, and then the 5x6 on the inside. All of them the same. 6, 5, 6, and 5. 6 and 5. You get it. So they're all there. Now what we want to do is glue them back to front. So you have them all lined up. Just take some glue. And on the back of your first one, remember, you've got your 6 and your 5, and the 5 is on the inside. Turn it over. This is page 1. We're going to add a little bit of glue. Okay. And I use wet glue only because I know that this is really strong and going to adhere wonderfully. And then I'm going to take it and place it right on my second page, just like that, and line it up just perfectly. Okay. Then we're going to take my 2 that are stuck together, that I've glued together, and I've made them even at the top and on the sides. I'm going to go ahead and now take more glue on my back of the 2 that are stuck together, and I'm going to add it to the third page, just like that. And we're going to line it up just so. Let the glue dry a little bit. Okay. Now you can see how it's taking shape. See how it's taking shape? And we'll just continue that with all 6 pages. Okay, I'm just going to glue on the rest of the 3 pages. Now, is there a wet glue that you all like to use? I have 2 favorites. I have my art glitter glue, which I love, but I also love the Barely Arts glue. And the reasons why I like the Barely Art and the art glitter is because 1, they're acid free. 2 is that they're very strong, very adhesive. 3 is they come with this little tip that is precise, so it's good for all kinds of things and getting into small places. And then I also like, because it has a wiggle room, that the wet gives it a little bit of wiggle so that I can move it to where I want it to go until it dries permanently. Got that? So now, see, I've got them all lined up exactly the same. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add that last page on. All right? Really simple. And I'll show you, once I get this last page on, how it all looks together. Once it's all on and the glue is pretty much dry. Okay, so there now is your album, your 6x6 album. Let's open it up and I'll show you. So here's the first page. I open it up. There's that flap. We open it up. And the inside. Okay, then you turn the page. There's your page. You can kind of see how it works. And then you turn, and there it is. There you go. So that 5x6 panel is always going to be on your right side. Great. Okay, so there is your album. Now, let's start with your additional flip outs. Now, these, of course, you get 6 of them. And again, remember, yours will not have this additional flip out printing on yours. It'll be blank like this. This is just to show you how it looks and where it goes, just to give you a little more visual cues, okay? So here's your additional flip out. Now these are fun. So I can open up, say my first page just like this. This is the inside. And then there is a tab down here. And I just add a little bit of glue on the tab, right? Now, these, you can put them at the bottom like this one. I'm going to line it up right here at the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to line up where that crease is right across the bottom of my book, okay? So it lines up real evenly right along that bottom, okay? And then give it a nice push, and see what'll happen is when it's closed, you open it, and then the flip out flips down. So there you have that additional flip out. Now watch, there is that little tab, but we're going to cover that with designer paper in just a minute. So let's see, let's turn the page to the second page. Here we go. I know it's all blank. We've got another tag. Let's go ahead and fold it. Okay, and you can put the glue on the tab. And since we did the tab, the fold out flap at the bottom, let's add it to the top. And again, I just line it up with that top portion of it, of my book. Make sure it's even right along the top, and give it a little bit of a room on the sides. So it's kind of centered in that middle panel of the 6x6. And see, now it'll open up. Rather than down, it'll open up. And you can continue to add these even to the side. So if you wanted to do one and make this, the third page, even longer, just go ahead and fold that down, add a little glue on that tab, and then you can add this so that the tab is on the inside, out on the edge here, okay? On the far, far edge, again, lining up your crease, your fold line right against that edge of your paper, lined up nice and secure here. And then when you get your book, it'll open up to make it even longer. And so you just continue to add wherever you want those extra flip outs to happen. Now, we're going to work on the pocket in just a minute. The reason I'm saying waiting for a moment is because we want to put our designer paper down before we put this on, because we want our tags, we want this to be completely covered. If I was to put this on now, it would be difficult to put the paper on. You see what I'm saying? It'll make sense here in just a minute. But now that you've got your book complete, let's go back to the front. Now, what I do is I choose a 6x6 piece of paper. Because it's 6x6, I just bring my cutter in. I'm going to cut this 12x12 down to 6x6. Just like this. Cut it in half. And again, cut it in half. And I'll do that with all of my papers so that I have 6x6. Okay? And then, depending on how you want to put your book together, I'm going to go ahead and place this as my cover right there on top, adding some glue I'm just going to add some glue on here. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it right there on top. Very nice. I like using double-sided paper of the same because I get lots more variety. And once that's on, you can see that I got my cover on. I can open it up, and there you go. And now what I like to do here is, because this is 6 by 6, right? But it goes right to the edge on this middle. So what I'm going to do is take my paper trimmer, and instead of a 6 by 6, I'm going to cut it just down about, instead of a 6, I'm going to take about a fourth off. A fourth off the sides. And I'll show you why. I don't want my page, the inside pages, to get caught up on the folds. So I just cut a little bit off either the top and the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit. Just, you'll have to eyeball it a little bit. And this is just your preference, okay? Just your preference of how you want it done. Now, I did this so that it all lines up. My flap will close. And see how this, if I put this on here now, I am going to glue this on, but it covers up that tab. So here I go. I'm going to go ahead and add another piece that I've just trimmed a little bit shorter than 6 by 6. Okay, just a little bit shorter. Now you don't have to do that. I just prefer it that way because I don't want my book, when I'm closing it up, for it to catch on the sides here or down here on when it folds up. So I kind of cut it a little bit shorter just to make it more even, and I'm not going to catch my sides. Does that make sense? The little folds. Now, this outside flap is a 5 by 6. So I just took a 6 piece of paper and I just trimmed it down a little bit to 5. You might want to trim a little bit more off again. I just eyeball it and see, just to make sure that it lines up just right. You see how that works? It's lined up just pretty, just right. And then I'm going to glue that on my 5 by 5. Very, very simple. And again, remember, yours won't have these instructions on them. This is just for your visual aid. Okay, and see how I line that up and how nice that looks together? Beautiful. And you'll do that again here, the 5 by 5. Now, let's put your pocket in. I'm going to just open up here. Here is another 6 by 6 area, okay? And I'm going to trim down those edges again, just so I don't get them right there. So I'm going to cut off just about a 1/4 inch, just a little bit, okay? So that this won't, that might have been just a little too much. Maybe an 1/8 would probably be better. So you don't need that much. So maybe just a teeny bit. Okay, and I'm going to glue this on. And I don't mind if a little bit of the background is showing, you know what I mean? I don't mind that at all, or a little bit of the white showing. I think that looks kind of nice as a border. So you get it. This is how you decorate it, and you can decorate it however you want. This is just putting it together so it looks nice. And see, I can wiggle that down so it's just right. Now, this is the pocket, okay? And again, it won't have the printing on it. This is just for yours, your viewing. I have these little tabs, and I'm just going to go ahead and add glue on each of the tabs. And with the open part facing upward, because you're going to stick some things in your pocket, I'm going to line it up just directly over the top, like so. And make sure that your fold down here at the bottom is even with the bottom of your book, okay? And making sure that your folds here are not hindering your folds across your books like that, okay? And then once that dries, you've got your tags, and you can put designer paper on these as well. And there you have it. So there is the mini album. What I suggest you do is put all your designer papers in, do your flaps, do your pockets, get those all ready to go. And then what you do with your spine is you just take some other designer paper, cut it, and glue it on. Now, I'll show you what I did with mine. Here is mine that I did, that it was complete. Here you go. You can kind of see. And what I did is I put the binding on afterwards, or before I put all the papers on, which I did it a little too snug, which is fine. So I would wait until you get most of your papers all in before you put your binding or your little, and that's just designer paper that I just put on there and then decorated. So here you can kind of see, give you an idea of how the book looks with its interactive elements. Each page is a little bit different. Here's the pockets. Here is where I put it side to side. I made it even longer by adding those flaps to the side. Okay, and here I put another pocket in here. Here's an idea. On this side, I just took a corner piece and I just only glued on the side so I could put another little pocket here. That's just an idea that you can do. Take a 6x6, cut it diagonally, but only glue on the outside to create another little diagonal pocket. You can do that. Again, that's what I did here. And see what I did with my tag here is I just used my designer paper and glued it on and then cut it off. And then a hole punch. Here's where I did the panel goes upward. Okay. Here is opens and the panel goes down and up. So remember, you could do down and up. Instead of one on each page, why not put two on each page? And that's it. So I hope that you have a good time with this book. It is a lot of fun to put together. And if you have any problems or questions, just email us at keepitsimplepapercrafts and one of us will get back to you. But you'll have fun doing this. I hope to see you soon and take care until next time. Bye-bye.